To say that, the fact is that when workers have more money and they're getting paid better, it helps everyone. One of the things we know about when those original assembly line workers at Ford Motor Company got offered $5 a day, that actually helped the company because you put people in a position to buy the cars they were making. And so this is the reality of the situation. So there you go.
Congressman, Larry Weiss here, recently hired by Neil Ritchie with the League of Rural Voters to work on EFCA in rural parts of Midwestern states.
Let's hear from that.
Another ally, along with the environmental movement and the women's movement, etc., working on this. Farmers and ranchers need people who can buy high-quality meats and good products in order for them to survive. They cannot survive on a low-wage economy. So we're gonna push this issue in rural areas.
My name is Joshua Lowe. I'm a member of John Muir Local 100, and I also work for the Blue Green Alliance, which is a partnership between labor unions and environmental groups.
Wait a minute. I thought that any time that you were talking to workers, they were always told that those, tree huggers were gonna take their good jobs away. You know that's not true?
No.
Tell the story.
In fact, we have a leader here that's been fighting for good, green jobs, creating thousands of jobs to get us out of the recession that we're in because workers have not had the right to organize. And so what are we working for? We're working for tens of thousands of green jobs. We're working for jobs like communication workers have in St. Cloud that assemble hybrid buses that then we have on the ATU then drives. But we're working because we know that unions mean safety, and safety for workers means safety for communities. And then we also want to thank Congressman Ellison and all our leaders in Washington that have been supporting the employee free choice.
My name's Lynn Bolton. I was a canvasser and community organizer for Working America last year. We spent a lot of time talking to people about the Employee Free Choice Act. What everybody in this room knows, because they have the support of a union, is about the dignity of work.
That's right.
And what those who don't have the support don't have that anymore. The Employee Free Choice Act will give everybody the dignity of work.
Hi, Congressman Nelson. My name is Jeff Wright. I'm a non-union person. But what I've seen now is what the right's doing is they're focusing around this right to privacy thing, right? They're going to lose the election. They're going to lose the right to the secret ballot election. And a couple of guys asked a question, but you didn't elaborate on how it protects the right to the secret ballot election, because that seems to be their thing now. It's like we're taking away the right, and they're so full of garbage. But nonetheless,
yeah, I can do that.
And so, how does this protect, or how does it include the existing right to the federally held election?
Well, we got to wrap up because we're all going off air. But I just want to say to the folks who are out there listening on radio, we really have enjoyed you listening in. Stay close on this issue. We're going to be fighting for the Employee Free Choice Act. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're not on air anymore, but that doesn't mean we got to stop. That doesn't mean we have to stop. Let me tell you, the way the law is written is that it simply does not say that you deprive a right of a secret ballot. It's not true. In fact, somebody help me out here on the details, but if you have 30% of the cards signed, that can get you a secret ballot election. But so this gentleman here wants to weigh in. Come to the mic.
As the law is written now, the employer determines if there's going to be a secret ballot vote.
Right.
What this does is take the election out of the employer's hand. We as union employees can't go in and tell their CEOs how to run their companies. Yet as of right now, they still have the ability to tell us how to run our unions.
Right.
So if you take that decision-making process out of their hands, from what I understand, it is the 30%, but then if you have 51% sign-up, then a union comes into the shop.
Right, but
that is the talking point that is different, is that now it is the employer has a right to tell you you need to have a secret ballot. In between those 15 to 45 days, they will bring in the $2 billion a year industry to bust your your efforts.
So do they do stuff like have mandatory meetings that all employees must go to, and then scare the people how about how the company's leaving town, and how you're gonna lose your health insurance, and how they're gonna
Change people's work shift.
The
Change
first
your work
threat
shift.
is always, we will close the doors, even though
Right.
that's illegal. But the NLRB hasn't been on working people's side for at the least the last 8 years, but it's closer to the last 30 years.
Well, what does happen if the company commits what is recognized as a unfair labor practice, a ULP? What happens? Now, what does the NLRB do nowadays?
The company has to say they're sorry and post a notice for 45 days that says we won't do it again.
So is that enough to stop them from doing it again?
No.
Do they just go out and what, do it again? All right, so
They
we,
fire the whole organizing committee. They'll all get reinstated by the NLRB, but you'll never have a union.
2 years later, they will.
Yeah.
It gets tied up in court for 2 years.
okay, get it to me.
I'm the retired regional representative for the Letter Carriers Union. As we all move forward from here and set about the task of convincing, persuading, informing our own members, our family, our friends, and the public, we've got all the bullet points and everything, but I think it's helpful if we all think about ways that whoever we're talking to, that we can kind of open their eyes and get them listen to us. For me, just a couple of things have been successful. One is, this big lie about the secret ballot, and we all know what the story is there. This big lie, well, I said to people, when these presidents of the Chamber of Commerce talk about they want to defend union democracy, does anybody believe that? If that's true, tell them whether you got a union or not, why don't you have a secret ballot to elect the bosses and the company policy? Are they willing to do that? No, because they're not interested in union democracy. And one other thing, secret ballot, you know what? In Russia, in Burma, in Zimbabwe, they've got secret ballots.
Right.
Do they have free and fair elections? No, because the mechanisms are not in place to have an informed choice and make a free choice, and that's what this law is all about. Thank you.
All right.
Folks, my name is Tyrone Bujold, and I'm standing up to support this guy for one reason. I think he and I are the only two lawyers in the whole damn room. I got to go to college, and I got to go to law school for one reason, and that is because my old man was a member of the union. In the 40s and the 50s, that brought us out of poverty, and that changed my life. In 1956, I lost a summer job at a meatpacking place because I tried to organize the workers. Can you imagine? They wouldn't let me come back. Well, I'll tell you what. As a result of the inspiration that I'm getting being with you folks here today, I'm going to go back to my other life and organize somebody else.
That's right.
I'm going to organize all those retired lawyers and retired doctors
Yes.
who think for some reason that they made it on their own.
Yeah.
The truth is that they made it, we all made it, because of the union movement.
That's right. Thanks, Ty. I just want to thank Ty for that testimony, because let me tell you, let's just say you are some big fancy lawyer working downtown. Mm-hmm. You go to University of Minnesota, a public school. You drive it on a public road, which we paid for. You go over a bridge, which we paid for. Right? If heaven forbid you get sick and the EMS has to come help you, that's the public, right? And then after it's all over, you just say, oh, it was me who did all this.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was a community effort, and we rely on police to protect us. We rely on the military to protect us. We rely on all these public institutions to enrich our lives. And I'm glad that we got somebody who's willing to say that they're actually a little grateful about that.
Yeah.
Ty, thank you very much.
We've got a chance to complement our new jobs with the free choice, the Employee Free Choice Act, is that we're going to be able to create those jobs. Be leadership in this new green economy, to find green manufacturing jobs, to build the light transit vehicles, to build the electric vehicles, to build the wind turbines, to build the solar panels in this country. And in that context, we have a chance. We have a chance, once we've got those jobs in place and restored the productive manufacturing capacity of our society to unionize our brothers and sisters and return ourselves to the rightful place of being the lead in our society in this new green economy that's emerging.